Commissioners court to order. Everyone please rise. This time I'd like to call on Commissioner Watts to give the invocation.
Pray with me, please. Dear Heavenly Father, we just thank you for this opportunity to come together this morning and discuss the business of our county, Father. Keep us, let your hand be with us. Keep us, guide us, and direct us, and let us make it fair for all concerned, Father. We'd ask that you keep your hand on those that protect us each and every day, the Sheriff's Department, Father, and those first responders out there, and all the police departments and firemen that protect us each and every day. Father, be with our military across the waters and at home, Father, as they keep us safe and our land free. Father, we ask that you forgive us of our sins and forgive us where we fall short. All of these things I ask in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Go and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, Lord. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now the Texas pledge. I honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you. Take your seats, please. We're going to do those service awards or not?
Yeah.
Didn't have George.
I would, Judge.
Okay.
We got the Midwestern.
Midwestern guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
George isn't here. He is in the building, but he's not here. All right. Okay, I'm going to ask Commissioner Beecham to help me with this next one. We have a proclamation honoring Zach Gregg and the Midwestern State University cycling team, and I have a feeling more than just Zach's here looking at that crowd. Let's go ahead.
Come on up, Charlie. Bring your team.
Bring the team, yeah. Whoa, careful. Yeah. You caught that on the arm. How are you doing, Woody Gossip? That's nice. Yeah. Sorry? Good. When I was dean out there, we were just starting in that team.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
How are you doing? Glad to have you with us.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Coach?
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
For those that don't know, Midwestern State University has one of the top cycling teams in the country. For 13 consecutive years, they have won their conference championship. They're not cycling against D2 schools. They're competing against Texas A&M, Arkansas, Oklahoma, the whole gambit, the big schools in the area. These guys every year bring out the top competitors. This past collegiate season, Team MSU produced the men's road race national champion in Zach Gregg. So we're here to honor their achievements and their continuing achievements. I think you did really well this weekend at some mountain bike races.
Yes.
So it's all disciplines in the cycling world that y'all compete in and do very well at each one of the disciplines. And this Coach Charlie Zemeskel, he's in charge of all of this. So anything you want to say before Judge reads the proclamation?
Just thank you, Mark, for bringing us in, and thanks to the community of Wichita Falls for playing no small role in enabling these cyclists to achieve at the highest levels. We've been at this for over 30 years as an MSU cycling team, and Zach was our 41st national champion in that time.
That is so impressive.
Unreal.
That is so impressive that our little community has that many national champions representing us. And they do an amazing job representing our community as ambassadors for both the school and our community all across the nation, and we appreciate that. So.
Yeah, we're very proud of them and very excited to go try to win numbers 42 and beyond this coming week at the Track National Championships in Rock Hill, South Carolina. So be watching our Facebook page for updates on that.
Fantastic. All right. Proclamation honoring Zach Gregg and the Midwestern State University cycling team. Zach Gregg's cycling feats as a member of Midwestern State University cycling team won an individual national championship in the time trials event of 2019 USA Cycling Collegiate Road Nationals in Augusta, Georgia in May of 2019. His display of strength and endurance got him to the finish line an amazing 2 minutes and 4 seconds ahead of the next competitors. MSU cycling coach Charlie Zamstil met Zach at the finish line to congratulate his victory in bringing the MSU team the 9th individual title since 2013. Under Coach Zamstil, the MSU cycling team has excelled and won 13 straight South Central Collegiate Cycling Conference championships in competition with much larger university. Zach has excelled academically and athletically at MSU while pursuing a master's degree in exercise physiology. He came to MSU after earning a bachelor's degree in Colorado Mesa University, where he was a lacrosse player. MSU offered him an opportunity to gain a higher degree and to compete in cycling and gain national recognition. Now, therefore, the Wichita County Commissioners Court is pleased to recognize and honor Zach Gregg, the Midwestern State University cycling team, and Coach Charlie Zamstil for their accomplishments in bringing excellence and national renown to MSU and this community for its cycling program, and wishes and all continued success in years to follow. So proclaimed this 9th day of September, signed by the members of the Commissioners Court. Coach, congratulations.
Would introduce each one of the members.
So here with me today, those who aren't in class. We have Bianca Zuleta, Sharon Burton, Morgan Ballesteros, two of our new members that weren't around last year, but they're headed to track nationals, Pavle Kalaba and Andres Formiska. We have Alan Barrows and, of course, Zach there holding his national champions jersey. One thing I'm especially proud of, too, is the fact that how international we are. Bianca comes from Bolivia, Sharon from the island of Dominica, Morgan all the way from Wisconsin.
Farther away.
Yeah. Pavle is born in Serbia but raised in Bosnia. Andre is from Slovakia. Zach comes from Roanoke, Virginia. And Alan is from this faraway, goofy place called Austin.
A real third world.
That's a different country.
So I guess you're a Peter Sagan fan, being from Slovakia.
Yeah, so it's, the cycling program, I feel, puts Wichita Falls on the map.
Yes,
And it wouldn't be
absolutely.
possible without the support of just cycling in the community and county writ large. So we're
Awesome.
really happy to have all of them and be part of Wichita Falls.
We're proud to have you represent us
Absolutely.
in the community, throughout the United States and abroad as well. It's an honor for us to have you as a representative.
Well, thanks very much. Sorry if we have to duck out, but
No,
they've got
that's
an
all right.
11 o'clock
Thank
class.
you all.
All right.
Thank you all
Thank
for
you
what
all.
you do. And we look forward to seeing a national champions jersey on all of you at the end of the year.
That's the
Team
plan.
national championship.
That's the plan.
I think
Yep.
you're stacked this year.
We really are. Yeah, we're excited. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thank you all.
George is here.
Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and get that.
Come on down, George.
All right, sir. It's not often we get to recognize employees, and especially those of us who have reached a 20-year milestone. The first and only IT director we've had. In fact, when George came here, he was fresh out of the Air Force, or been out a little while, and as he was the one selected, I said, George, what's the highest headquarters? Well, I worked with several general officers before. I said, well, then you're not going to have any trouble with county government, because every elected official is a general officer, and they all have their own way of doing things, and no one's in charge here. And he knew I was a retired Army colonel. He said, "So you aren't in charge?" I said, "Not really. I just try to take care of business the best we can, herd cats," as I think Commissioner Harvey was saying. All right, but George has survived this and gone through we've had one dial-up line to we're quite a bit more past that.
A little bit.
And certificate of appreciation. This certificate is presented to George F. Crutchfield for 20 years of service to Wichita County. Congratulations on reaching your milestone service anniversary. Through your hard work, dedication, and loyalty, Wichita County is able to provide quality service to the citizens of Wichita County. In honor of your service, we are pleased to offer you a choice of anniversary awards. Please accept your gift as an appreciation of our gratitude for the contributions you continue to make every day. On behalf of the Commissioners Court, we commend you for your service and wish you every success as you continue your career toward your next milestone. Your commitment to Wichita County is deeply appreciated. The 7th day of September 2019. Congratulations. Thank you, George.
Thank you, George.
No, second,
A lot of y'all weren't here when it was just green screens and sneaker net, so we've come a long way. We really have, and it's been fun. I appreciate the judge's support through all this. Commissioners, the previous court really supported IT, as does this court, and we're very grateful. So thank y'all.
All right, very good. Thanks.
George.
Thanks, George.
Thank you, George.
Thank y'all.
There is a question coming down from the consent agenda. Can y'all hang back to field that?
We're going to have the public hearing first.
Yes. Okay. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing on the proposed budget and proposed tax rate. As customary, I usually read an opening statement, and then we will just, on a public hearing, and I appreciate Mr. Hunter had signed up, and the first one to fill out one of these under the new law. So Kevin, appreciate that. Yeah, but the public hearings, they were explained in class last week, public hearings allow anyone to speak, and there's another one signed up, but we'll go, probably what I'll do is just simply go up and down the row. I'd ask that you listen to what somebody said before you. If it's ditto, just say ditto. If you've got another point to add to it, please add to it and do that. That's the purpose of these hearings. We'll have another one, 6 o'clock Thursday night this week in this courtroom. Okay. An underinformed elected official has tried to cast suspicion on my budget process. By law, the proposed budget is the product of the county judge and counties of our population. I have always chosen to have this as a very open process, but the proposed budget is put together with the latest and best information. Based on a review with Commissioner Watts, Ms. Stevens, the county auditor, and Mr. Wall, the administrative assistant at the Commissioner's Court, I directed Mr. Wall to raise the tax rate by slightly over 1 cent in order to produce approximately $1,035,000 to be placed in the Permanent Improvement Fund for future projects such as additional elevator in the county courthouse, along with refurbishing the current 2 elevators and possibly the jail elevator. Building out the former Sheriff's Department area for a jury assembly room, and the renovations to the Scott Street Annex. The original lower tax rate publication was submitted. Knowing that 2020 proposed budget would have a higher rate, I directed that a revised tax rate be published in order to remain forthright and transparent and consistent with the budget tax rate. The law is vague on whether you can publish one rate and raise it. This court has never done that, in my knowledge, in 30 years. We've always tried to publish, and usually have published, the rollback rate, which was very similar to what the city had done, and then you take a lower rate. But that way you cover all bases, so that you're not having to do what we did, which I felt was to publish that second time. After this year, tax rates will not be raised above 3.5% without voter approval unless there has been a disaster declaration. Given this limitation imposed by the legislation, as well as the 80-cent constitutional cap, the county will reach that in 6 to 8 years without considering serious reductions and services are voter approving the county infrastructure sales tax in the rural areas, which is an alternative method of income that's being collected now and goes to Austin and stays there. It's unfortunate that hasn't passed. The use of voter approval in 1954 of the optional road and bridge tax has shifted much of that expense to that income resource. The tax was raised by 3.5 cents for 2020. While this budget has proposed pay increases in some departments, it does not have an across-the-board increase except for the very lowest positions in the county. Some additional positions were justified or retained in some departments. This budget is a working document between now and Monday, September 23rd, where the budget and the tax rate will be acted upon. All right. If we can do, as I said, I don't believe anyone in that row. Mr. Jackson, you're signed up. Councilor Jackson. Who do you want? Right there is fine.
Got several. Do you have any knowledge of a 2,200 acre solar farm going in in Wichita County?
I've heard rumors of it. I've seen nothing official.
Okay, where is it supposed to be?
I said I heard rumors. I've seen nothing official.
On the $400,000 pay increase that, on the raises, why did the sheriff department not get any?
They did get some. They will get some, and there were 3 positions proposed. There was nothing else asked for.
How much will they get? Three positions?
They'll raise them all to 32.5. Is that right, Will? Where'd Will go? Right at that? 33.3, okay.
That's only 3 positions?
That's only 3 positions.
Okay. On the $400,000 pay adjustment, that included 500 new positions. 94,000 went to the auditors, correct?
Back up, Steve.
Back up.
Back
Say
up.
your question again.
Over $400,000 pay adjustments with the new 500 positions. Okay. And $94,000 adjustment for the auditors, is that correct?
Okay, let's distinguish something here. The district judges set the salaries for their court reporters and the auditor within the statutory limits they're given.
Okay, who are those judges?
Who are those judges? Okay, you got Judge Barney Fudge, Judge Jeff McKnight, and Judge Charlie Bernard.
Now. And the other?
Bernard and Fudge.
Okay, who was the one person that got the $26,000 a year raise?
There were, well, there were 2 of those, and they were done by the state legislature for the 2 county court at law judges. Now, they gave them the raise as state judges, but they put it on the county to pay for them.
Okay. Did this come from the 2 judges in Austin?
It came from the legislature.
Representatives and senators.
So there was 2 that got a $26,000 increase? Who were the 2?
Butler and King,
Butler and King?
yes.
That's all I got.
Okay, thanks.
Bear in mind, Steve, that the state doesn't give us any money towards those mandated increases.
If we
They
look
just
at,
say, you've got to pay it.
there's an additional $477,000 that we are paying for a mental health contract to have in the jail to meet the Sandra Bland Act, which
State legislature.
state legislature required that. Okay. Anyone else on that row? Okay, let's go to the next row, sir. You have anything to say? Anybody else on that second row? Kevin's on it. Kevin? Yes, sir.
fellas, so, I know it's obvious, but, you realize it's gonna raise with this tax rate up to 67 cents per hundred, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I did the math.
Yeah.
Your rate's gonna be up 24% in 5 years. I just, trying to make the public aware of that. And I'm one of those, I consider myself a simple businessman. And when I make observations, like, we could argue over the jail, I feel like we were late to, and it might need to happen, but one of the questions I had to the city out at town hall was, we built a new firing range out there, which, I've seen. But when I drive in from my ranch, I never see anybody using the city firing range. And the comment that the mayor gave me was, y'all didn't want to share one with them. And I'm going,
Well,
why couldn't they share one?
We didn't want to pay what they wanted to charge us.
Okay,
we were willing.
and they didn't
Well,
disclose
we
that.
were willing.
Okay, let Sheriff Duke answer that question. You did some work, tried to work out schedules, and I think there was a problem.
Yeah, the one thing that was significant money that we paid out,
How much was they gonna add?
65 to higher thousand.
A year?
Yeah, a year.
Okay.
And then, basically come down to per round, and, because of our amount of commissioned peace officers we have to qualify, we shoot twice a year, SWAT shoots 4 times a year, because, we've got 22 people on SWAT. And SWAT is, you got to be the most accurate, best of the best.
I agree.
And so, in lieu of their agency with 225 plus commissioned officers, they're out there quite often more than people really realize.
Well, I was just looking at your old one up on the Oxbridge last weekend.
Which one?
The Oxbridge where your old firing range is.
Oh, right.
That's why I was asking him, how often did they use it when they were out here?
Talk about the cities?
No, the one out there on Burke Burnett,
Yeah, on the Oxbridge.
Jay Autry's place out there. that used to-
We use that just as much as we use it.
I'm just looking at asking the Oxbridge, how often was it used and whatever.
Same thing, SWAT's 4 times, every commissioned officer 2 times, plus there were 2 or 3 other times through there, just other practice shooting, continue shooting, because not everybody has a place they get to go, can go out to go shoot, so including detention staff, so we wanted to make sure they can go out there and shoot. Of course, we provide the ammunition for that. But the lease on the Red River.
They went out. Well, they didn't want to renew it.
No, they didn't
Y'all
want
were
to.
willing to deer hunting.
Yeah, oh, yeah, we could have shot everything from deer to steers to Okies over there where we're at.
Well, they were just, they complained to me, and I understand as being landowners, if they're hunting and people show up and start shooting.
And that's one of the things, 25 years ago, no one ever thought about that also, that's why. And quite frankly, I was glad to get out there because, it took us longer for people to drive to get out there.
And I agree, but the city's a lot closer, on the loop, and they just said y'all didn't want to use it. That's,
Well, the
let me take quote unquote.
scheduling was a nightmare, because all their scheduling and ours at the same time, almost the same time, continual. It was just, because, even SWAT, they go out there more than just 4 times a mandatory training.
Yeah, I can see that, I agree.
Actually, and one of the things also, I brought it to the judge's attention, probably about 3 years before it expired, so we started working on something. Commissioner Harvey also was involved with it, we were looking, planning some things, and not something as the quality, I'll use the term quality is what the city built, because there's a lot of concrete out there. But we were just going to do basically what we already had. And there was a portion at one point, the judge asked about, they could build on to the side of theirs, where there's an open to the north of it, where the county could lease that part from, and this kind of question. But that's a right-of-way pipeline, right-of-way, so no one will ever go build on top of that.
Well, I'm not gonna get in, I've run that in the oil field, you can build on it, they're just not gonna give you written permission to build on it, but a public entity different. I mean, I've had to put tank batteries on stuff like that, you just gotta do it.
Right, I
But
understand
that's a
that.
little different than what
Yeah.
shooting if it's buried, but one of the things I wanted to, observation is, one, I've been on y'all's website trying to pick up these proposed individual budgets, trying to compare this year to last year. And I'm not the most computer literate person, but I ain't been able to find them. Are they up on there now?
The
I
new
believe
one
so.
is, go ahead.
I believe they are.
Yeah.
Now, bear in mind,
I looked for it last night and I couldn't find it.
and
Ashley.
our IT
right there.
They're listed under public notices at the top.
Public notices?
You drop down, it lists.
Well, I
your-
clicked on that budget, a link, and it's at Cloudflare. It's,
Actually, old ones there or new ones? That's the difference.
The other one's up.
No, I'm saying, I don't know.
New
The
website.
new website, Wichita County.
yeah,
That's
so
TX.com.
county, it's a link, you type propose and then I type that, and there's budgets, and you have Cloudflare, and it's unavailable.
You click on public notices at the top, it'll bring up
Okay.
the whole page, and it'll actually have a separate section for budget. It lists every budget back to, I believe, 2015,
Okay.
proposed and.
All right, I'll look when I get it. One other thing, I don't know if you're aware of, I addressed to James Frank, you're talking about the 3.5%. Now, this came from a pretty good source. That's only good for 2 years. And I asked James Frank, and he said, really? And I said, well, I want to say, did you not know when you signed that bill? And he goes, no, I didn't know that. And the only reason I'm gonna quote, Rob Henneke told me this is only good for 2 years, Kevin, unless the laws change. Now, when somebody like Rob Henneke tells me something, I'm gonna believe it.
Me
And
too.
I'm having breakfast with him here the 20th, and I'm going, oh crap, you know, politicians give me the old deal for 2 years, and here we are, we're back to 10% in 3 years.
I have not heard that in all of the explanations from different legislative members
Well,
and
James
from,
Frank told me he was unaware of it, but he said, I'm not surprised, and he said, you
Well-
know, you may be right, and I said, okay.
you know, out of some,
And that's the only reason I repeat that, one, because of my source, and like I've told people, all my sources are all documented. If you ever read anything I posted, they're always documented. You can say I'm driving down the road dreaming it up, no, they're all documented. But, it's just concerning to me to where, you know, I'm just a taxpayer, as y'all know, and I've had problems with, government, and I've lost a lot, as you well. And a little reminder, if I would have taken that BLM situation at its face value, we'd still be fighting that deal. And I can show you the history that put that deal together, and we're not done either.
No.
That's another story. We're not done with that.
It's not surveyed.
Kevin, I want to point out that this Commissioners Court stood behind you and in front of
We
you
did.
100%.
But I'm the one
Protect
that
your
found the
land.
foundation. I'm the one that found the foundation, put that together. The letter came from a letter to Mark Havens to deal that was certified mail by my wife when I'm sitting in a motel room. That's how we found the Rob Henneke, and they called me wanting to know if they wanted to give my phone number, and that's how it happened. Now, that deal was just pre-lawsuit. Nothing's happened, nothing's changed.
No.
That's why I've had that discussions with Monty, not to drag this out, down at the Wichita Appraisal District. We're just pre-2014. That's all it is. That deal has not gone away.
no.
And I've been conversing with Michael Seeds. Hopefully they get it done in the next 2 years. Maybe some disposal, we'll see, but nothing's guaranteed. But it's, I guess what I'm saying, not to drag this out, this is why I've had my head on a swivel with tax, that are taxing me. Because I can see so many wrongs until you go to digging. And as y'all know, it got my attention, and that's why when I see my tax rates going up from the county, and I look at these histories, the school district or the city, it's got me digging deeper and down here, I guess, asking questions. Not to sound like a rambling moron, but.
No.
it's just
But you know, our mutual friend, Robert Henneke, when he sent me a letter, asked me to send a pledge in and support, I've been a financial
We had to,
support.
yeah.
Yeah, and I just said to him, I said, Robert, taxes are a problem, expenses are a problem. When we quit getting things passed to us without any look at what it's gonna cost local government, I said, it makes it a little tough to try to, and James Frank has said something, I don't think he's gotten any traction on it. But I put it in this full budget preface, we have got to change the way we do government. If we don't change, we can't expect the outcome to be any different. Any idiot could figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just throw these out here all large and loud here. We do not need 254 counties in the state of Texas anymore. They were established based on one day's horseback ride. The horses we've got today can cover the whole state in a day.
Correct.
Electronically, we can cover it in microseconds. Only 2 counties up in the panel have ever ventured towards the idea of becoming one, and they couldn't handle the local feuding to get it done. It's gonna have to take a vote. The other thing is, 160 of us counties have indigent health care payments.
I hear that a lot.
If we took those by agreement with the state and paid them in and they bought down Medicaid dollars, they would get 2 to 1 for those
From the federal government.
from the federal government. Guess what? All that money still comes from every pocket in this room. There is no, well, the feds are maybe magic money, but theoretically, it all comes from all of us sitting here. The other thing is, Wichita County, the 19th smallest county in the state, has 6 school districts. I think it's somewhere between 1,000 and 1,271, I've heard both numbers, of school districts in the state of Texas. Some of them with less than 1,000 students. You know, keep the football coach. Let's just get rid of some of the superintendents. I mean, you know, but
You're gonna be popular. I've had discussions with Catherine on it, and I feel like a lot of things get too top-heavy, you know?
Yes, sir.
Especially tax rated. You know, it's the old joint like the highway crew, you know, you got 4 watching 2 work, you know, 4 leaning on a shovel. And I've seen that in administration. I mean, you look at our school administration, they've got a building full that, when I went to school, was a little building behind it where the Whataburger was. And you see that.
yes, sir.
And we've been down to the school district, and I see it and observe it, and that's why I guess making my rounds now, and I've had these observations with the county, and I appreciate the time to listen to this, and like I said, I'm not wanting to ramble on, but it's just, when I see this stuff, and, you know, and the mayor said, we try to let them share it, and they didn't want to use it, like fire rain, or why is all this? You know, I'm going, why? Is there some money being spent that I'm trying to dig that's probably being, you know, drove down? It's like driving down the window, throwing it out the window, you know. I'm not saying y'all do that, I'm just saying, you know, as an example, that I would go, well, I don't know about this, you know.
Well, we climbed up and down that hill trying to figure out how to make it work.
We
And
did.
it just seemed like and, you know, you're right. If the owner had said, okay, we're going to build across that, but you've got a problem when you put another firing range, disruption of that, if they had to do something, that pipeline would have been significant.
I
Yeah.
get into, but I just wanted to note that I spent about $4 or $5 grand, even though I got money back to lawsuit, it went to the Caldwell Curry, but I had to spend $4 or $5 grand to get permission to sue them. But
Yeah.
Pat and Ann and I are the only 2 that had done that process. So it did cost me money to work that out.
Yes, sir. No, and I appreciate all the help we got
Well,
out.
it just had to happen, you know, and believe me, I was a raving moron there for a year, and, it had to happen, something had to happen, but we're not out of the woods yet either, like I tried to explain to the appraisal district, because, you know, when they go up $54,000 leapfrogging my babies down there, I'm about to have a heart attack sometimes, you know, when I get those stages every year.
Yeah.
Kevin, we asked Mac Thornberry when he was here, nearly a month ago, where we are on the survey. And, well, we don't know. You know, it's supposed to be done. We don't even really know who's gonna do it, and that's the big question.
We recommended Netra,
Yes.
and, they haven't agreed to it, but, Michael C. does it 3 months, this is Michael telling me, they're supposed to do it in 2 years, but they have no process on the land disposal. So we don't know where we're headed on that. We don't know really what they're gonna own either.
And we're expecting there will still be some federally owned lands after that survey's done. That's what we're hearing.
Just depends on how much,
Yeah, and
wide.
where and how it's located and what it's like. You know, one thing I will say about this court, we do dig into things and we wear things out a lot of times when it comes time to do something, just like that gun range. We scoured the country looking for an alternative. I even went out and looked at the old military range on Rifle Range Road to see if it could be refurbished and brought back to life. Sheriff, we looked at one at Iowa Park. We traveled this area trying to find an alternative to building something. This court does that. We go after it.
As a tax
We're all working guys. That's what we've all done, you know, for a living, and you have to get out and scramble around and look for the right deal, and we're not afraid to do that, and we do that.
Okay.
And we'll continue to do that. That's what we do. So, but
Kevin, I've got one other comment that just to food for thought on when you talk about the tax rate for any county government in Texas. you realize that our M&O and INS, our indebtedness and our operating fund cannot exceed 80 cents. We c- And we can ask you as a public to vote on it. You couldn't approve it if you had to. 80 cents is what we are capped at between INS and M&O. The city,
13 cents away then.
the city and the school district, with some instances of voter approval, can continue to raise the rate. There is no limit to what that can be. So, now school district, that their
We
indebtedness,
just went through that, yeah, thank you, Ed.
their
That's
school,
different, that's why we were against that 5-cent drop, because now the gloves are off with them. They can do whatever they want to.
but I'm speaking on behalf of the county. I just want everyone to realize that what happens when our M&O rate and our INS rate reach 80 cents, services are going to come out of this operation. The county clerk you may have to get an appointment, come in 3 days later because she can service you, because she's cut people. The deputies on the street are reduced. Our services in general just go away, because until the voters of the state of Texas approve a ability to increase past 80 cents, that's all we can do. And so we are crowding that, and hopefully that new entities move in, our population increases, and we have some new property values that help change that. But
Now, don't get me started on that. I think that's another thing, another can of worms.
But you and I share the burden to pay for what we've got to pay in Wichita County, and that's including a motel that the sheriff operates that houses roughly 500 people a night that me and you are mandated by the state to pay for. We have that cost, and we're arresting the guy that's got marijuana cigarette in his car, and he can do it no consequence in Oklahoma or Colorado. But me and you, we're paying it because the state says we have to. So horrendous cost to operate a jail in the state of Texas, but we're mandated to do it by the state. So I just wanted to make sure that you are aware of the 80-cent cap that we can't change.
I knew it, and Woody reminded me that already.
Okay. Anyone else along that row? Moving on back, anyone this side? Ms. Hillary? Yes, sir.
Judge, I have a statement I'd like to read.
Yes, sir, please.
Can I read it from here?
Yes, sir, you may.
All right.
State your name, sir.
T.P. Hillman.
Yes, ma'am.
Live here in Wichita Falls. Certified totals from the Wichita Appraisal District show we had commercial real properties of 3,346 in 2012 and 3,412 in 2018. An increase of 66 over a 6-year period, less than 2% growth. But in 2019, the year-over-year number dropped to 3,400, a net loss of 12 businesses from 2018, which is the first decline in the numbers of business in Wichita County. Certified totals also show single-family residences for 41,227 in 2012. In 2019, 41,774, an increase of only 1.8% over a 7-year period. The Texas Education Agency shows a decline in student enrollment for the Wichita Falls ISD, the largest school district in Wichita County, of 4% from 2012 to 2019. According to the State Comptroller's website, Analyzing Tax Rates, our total tax rate, city, county, school districts, places us in the highest 25% of taxed areas in Texas, meaning families and business owners can choose to locate in 75% lower taxed areas. Our median household income in Wichita County is $43,295, while Texas is $59,206, 36.8% less, putting a strain on families in Wichita County trying to pay higher taxes each year, especially since we already live in the highest 25% area. Adopting the Commissioner's tax rate will produce a levy $48,191,688, a 6.58% increase, which I believe will drive a further wedge in economic growth for Wichita County by enhancing the negative items stated here, blocking potential new business development, which will accelerate our downward trend. I don't like stating these facts, and certainly no one wants to believe it, but they are true. I urge the Commissioners Court to carefully consider the consequences. Try not to allow our residents and business leaders to go to other tax areas like Bartow County, which is lowering its tax rate almost 6 cents for the new coming year.
How much of a tax base increase did Archer County have?
I have it.
I mean, they had a significant to do that. They went with their effective rate, but they've had a tremendous wind farms. They haven't added people, but they've added some horrendous tax value in the way of wind farms.
But from a business standpoint, you can understand my.
Oh, yes, sir, I do. And I'd give anything to know how to solve that, get more people here than we do.
So the revenue for Archer County will be the same, even though they lowered their rate 6 cents. That's a good point to make.
That's true.
Okay.
And I have some comments I'd like to talk about the budget, but I think I may reserve those for another time, but not next hearing.
Okay,
I found some errors in your budget numbers.
okay. I always appreciate you send us broad across information. Now, one of the things, and it may have been what I saw going back over something, if you look in the personnel area, if there's 5 positions, we put the salary in there for one, but in the total added all 5 positions in there. It was the way the spreadsheet was set up.
I have a handout for each of the commissioners. If I can use
Yes, sir, please.
Okay.
Spread those. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. And this will conclude the public hearing. I do remind you again, we'll do that again at 6 o'clock on Thursday night, right here in the same place. And thank you all for attending. You're certainly welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting and do that. Okay. We're down to item number 1, the consent agenda. Commissioner Watts, you had an item you wanted to pull down, or you just want clarification from IT while they're
Judge,
here?
I'd like to pull down item 8 to discuss, if we could, just a little
Okay.
more in depth from IT.
Okay. Thank you all again for coming. Okay. Let's go ahead and take action on the consent agenda with the removal of item number 8, unless there's another one to be pulled down.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second. Okay. Any comment on any consent items from the audience? Okay, and a motion by Commissioner Waller, second by Commissioner Beecham to approve the consent agenda with the removal of item number 8 to general business. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Okay, item number 8, we'll go ahead and discuss now. Item number 8 reads motion to transfer from the general fund non-departmental expenditures budget 10409.5001 to the appropriate lines determined by the county auditor and Fund 403 Tyler Software for the final Tyler Odyssey implementation costs of $161,000. Commissioner?
Yes, I just wondered, thoughts, or should we hold back? Should we hold up? Where are we at in the process? Will it cloud things? Should we get...
I mean, I have mixed emotions on both. I mean, part of me wants to tell you to hold part of it. Another part of me says that if we hold part of it, then it creates a an issue with still trying to get things accomplished. It changes everybody's demeanor. I don't know. We're still working through things, and at this point, they are receptive and supportive, and we're, still all hands on deck. I do not feel that we are where we should be. We've been, brought back and given a list of, look, this is where we are, these are what we feel the most important things are. We were assured 3 weeks ago that those issues would be resolved before they left. They left, and they weren't resolved. Headway has been made, not enough. I feel not enough has been made. I spent 3 days last week on the phone with Melissa going through every single open item. I mean, we're moving. I just don't feel like we're moving as fast as we should. Just seems like there's a lot of stuff that's left lingering on their side. I don't know.
There are procedural methods in the contract. We have not done those. Ashley sent the first thing that they have time to resume it. It does.
My question, what does the contract say?
I tried to find something that said we could do that.
Did you look hard?
I looked very hard. I even got pretty liberal in my reading and interpretation, but we've got to follow the steps that are in there before we can do something like that.
Well, and you did have correspondence with
Yes, I have.
administration and over the weekend, and I'm aware of that.
And I was promised we will have a full briefing and plan this week, and that's coming from the Vice President, from Ken for that. So I think I have to have faith in that before we set up that there's more contests than solutions. And if the fix becomes the lawyers arguing, then we're not making progress on the solutions, and I hope to avoid that. But if it eventually gets there, then we'll have to exercise that possibility. So there is a method to dispute payments due. Okay. Do you want to go ahead and take action and pay that, sir?
Well, I mean, is it detrimental if we gave it time to visit through what meetings we've set for this week, or?
I don't know that, I don't recall the payment date when it's due or what it says on the invoice. The students.
This is, the bill is actually $147,000-ish, and the difference is the amount of the contract amount. So we originally had $2,271,000-ish on the contract, and so the entire contract has almost been paid in full. I don't know what the additional costs will be after we run out of that contract amount, or, implementation costs. Ashley could probably speak to that better, if any, but there's only $18,000 not billed yet on the contract.
I mean, does anybody have any thoughts on that? Commissioner Harvey brought it up a
I have
couple
a
of weeks
thought on
ago.
it. I wouldn't pay it until we are satisfied and we received the work that we paid for. You pay a guy to paint your house and you pay him up front, you can't never get him over there to paint your house. I say no. I say complete the work, get paid.
When we're satisfied, I agree.
We can certainly look at this, see what they do, bring it back next Monday. I don't think they're going
I mean, we'll be here next week. So,
Yeah.
Is this just to transfer funds into an account or to pay the bill? The way it's written, it looks like it's just a transfer.
It is the transfer to pay
But
get ready to pay.
get ready, but it's not an approval to pay.
I think it's already been approved to pay.
I don't think I've seen that one.
If it's just a transfer to put it in the account, then I don't see a problem with moving forward to
Let's just wait.
set it up, but
Let's just wait.
I don't see how a week could place us in any ill position to do that.
Say that again.
I don't think waiting a week is going to,
okay. See if the meetings bear fruit.
So what we're saying, a check has not been written yet? That's, okay, then. Why don't we leave that one off with no action, and we'll bring it back on Monday when we have some more information on it.
Sounds good. It's not in this stack, is it, Judge? The bill?
I don't know, but Mr. Hampton will, Mr. Hampton?
Sir?
Would you be sure? I don't believe that was in. I don't remember seeing it, but I didn't look at every bill last week. I looked at my. Okay, good deal. Thanks, sir. Okay, let's go on to item number 1 on general business. We've already covered with that. Item number 2 is review and approve the emergency and regular bills.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Old habits are hard to break, Judge.
Yeah, I know. There's an emergency in there, you know. Yeah. 20-some-odd years of saying that.
Yep.
Okay, who seconded that?
I did.
Okay. Any comments by any or questions on the bills? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item number 3 is discuss, consider, take action to approve the sheriff's office selected personnel changing to the 12-hour shifts to begin when all those personnel are entered into the time clock plus and approved by the county auditor to start the beginning of the pay period. Chief?
Yes, sir. We'd like to ask the court to approve the jail, which is 12-hour shifts. We were thinking we'd be going to have that ready by September 27th, but we're now like asking for October 11th.
Okay, that's why I left that open. I rechanged so we can get that all entered, because that's a fair number of bodies to enter in there and make sure it's.
Also, patrol's asking to also be moved to a 12-hour shift. Now, theirs will be an 80-hour pay period, which means that one of their days will flex off that 4 hours that you would have, will be over.
Okay,
They're probably, if it's ready for time clock, they'd like to move September 27th. We'll do the same as folks do in the 4 blocks.
okay.
We'll move the jail the same way.
How will that change, patrol?
Well, actually, it makes it where you have a set number every day unless you have 6.
More?
More. You actually
We have more?
More per shift, yes. Absolutely. So.
I'm in for that.
Also, on the jail, we ask that anything over 80 hours be paid as overtime, not 84-hour week or pay period.
Yeah, I
Are
mean,
there, Will, do we have any templates built as far as what we think our head count and how deep, like, is transport in this number?
No, transport's not in this number, this is just officers on patrol and the ones working in the jail.
Mainly shift work.
Shift work, yes, the ones working 85 hours.
Transport's just Monday through Friday. Yes, sir.
If all apples were aligned, do we know whether the normal cost are increased over normal 40-hour cost?
Shouldn't be any increase over 48, that's what you're asking.
Normal time in consideration, is there a cost to go to 12 hours versus, without understanding the overtime aspect of it?
You change your pay period to a 2-week pay period, so because 1 week they're gonna work 48 hours, next week they'll work 36 on patrol. Our guys are gonna have to, well, on both actually, but on patrol, instead of 48, they'll work 44 on that big week, and they'll work 36 on that week, on the second week. In jail, they're still gonna work 48 and 36 because they're mandated to be there those hours. Now, in the real world, or perfect world, if we had plenty of jailers, we could probably flex a lot of those off those 4 hours if we ever get to that magical number.
But you don't have now, do you?
We don't have now.
no.
But it should reduce cost overall because you're not having the 8-hour holdovers continuously. Yeah, the overtime should theoretically reduce,
The people leaving will slow down, we're losing some,
Right.
lose that money as well.
which will help out immensely.
You make the ask to work one of their days off, but they're still gonna get even 2 days or 3 days to go off those days. We're gonna have a pool of people who's gonna volunteer that they want to work those extra hours. But those 16-hour days will be gone. And
Yes.
that's what's killing us, those 16
But you don't let somebody take off on straight time and fill them with an overtime person.
Well,
Well,
yeah, you have to.
You have to.
Bring somebody in.
Yeah, and there'll be an overtime. There's not enough people to do the other.
You have
As
to
it
now.
stands right now, if someone takes off or goes to school, we have to fill them with an overtime person. Yeah, then we have all the positions filled and got all
Okay,
the,
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Never mind.
because we still mandated a number of people to work, so. It does, anytime someone's sick or vacation or go to school, we have to fill it with an overtime person.
It's gonna be interesting to see if this affects your retainage.
I'm hoping it will.
I am too. I'm thinking it might be a move in the right direction.
Yeah. May even help some of the sick, calling sick, they just get tired and take, call in sick, but they ain't calling sick, you're gonna take 12 hours, not 8 hours. So you're not gonna-
A little more consideration.
Faster, you're not gonna-
It's gonna get a little more taken out of sick time.
Yeah.
It does effectively reduce the staffing number requirement.
No, our staff number still stays the same,
Yeah.
but even with our shortages right now, it gets us real close, right, to the number needed before we have those taken off or sick.
Well, I guess I stated that incorrectly.
Yeah. What about holiday time? How are you? Holidays are 8 hours?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's gonna, you know,
Still did this one too last time. So still 8 hours holiday.
yeah.
10 hours. I think it was just 8 hours.
I think it was just 8 hours, so essentially,
Yeah.
earn your 8 hours off.
Okay.
That's
Mr.
county
Watson.
policy, right, 8 hours per holiday.
Yeah, that's what we know, that's what normally a holiday is. So, because you might have people, we need to have a standard instead of trying to flex which day and where were they working, and that become a nightmare. The other thing, Commissioner Watts asked about transport officers. You said they wouldn't be, but transport is,
No, there'll still be 8 to 5. There'll still be the 40-hour week.
they'll still be a 40-hour week.
They'll be regular hours.
But will they be included in that 80-hour pay period?
No.
Okay, what about courthouse security? Because they have overtime in there. Is there any?
They'll still be working 8 to 5. Yeah, because their overtime usually is at nighttime. They have one person here and there, or court. They have to stay late for court. Usually it's visitation.
Visitation is the
Even
big.
once we get, right there, you won't have the overtime visitation, because it'll be at the center with the
Right.
jailers will take care of it.
Okay.
I think one of the positive things about this, Judge, is not only reducing some overtime, saving money there, is the guys and gals that are working, almost every day for 16 hours, they're gonna get 3 days off, 1 week, next week you get 4 days off. And that's a huge break, a psychological break for we all.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've been through both. Now we're moving back. I guess that's how long I've been here. You have too, sir. Oh, you've been here even longer, but,
When I was years ago in patrol, we did 10-hour days, and we really liked it until somebody who was in rank didn't like it no more. It changed overnight, that just messed everybody. I said, hey, we could move, your 3 days off were different. You may have Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And it rotated, which is really good, because you really plan things out. My favorite days off are always Tuesday and Wednesdays, you can't beat that.
okay.
Well, this seems like a very positive step for our staff, so I would make the motion that we accept it.
And when are we talking about that to be implemented?
Jail October 11th, patrol September 27th, is that correct?
Okay, what we're talking about is when it all gets done. And then it will implement on the next payday after all of the records are set up right. Let's don't set an arbitrary date and all of a sudden find out we got some glitch. It'll be done as soon as possible, but as soon as everything is in place.
So, I guess the auditor's office just need a list of which employees are changing.
Which employees are changing, I guess, which group of employees, I mean, is it just, I guess you're saying just jail and just.
Yeah, it will be just jail, not admin staff, not transport, anything like that, but I can send you a list of everybody that's gonna be on the 12s for patrol and jail.
We have to make some adjustments to time clock, and we really aren't sure what that is yet, so we'll have to work through all of that.
Is there's 4 shifts, right? Is that, and the deputies work the same 4 shifts type And is there a rotation, or if you're on A, you're always on A?
A card, you're A card all the time, B, C, and D.
Okay, so you never go A this week, C next week, or,
No,
okay.
that'd be too confusing.
Physical.
So, your A card, they'll be assigned their card. And you'll have your set, and you'll have the same days off every other week. So one week you may have Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, next week you may have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The next week it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So you'll know ahead of time when you're going to be off.
But do you think the proposed budget amount, even though we implement this year, covers what initial increased cost we could have for our normal time, and with the caveat that we hope we can decrease overtime, but
I don't see a big change in time. I mean, still, that same people gonna be there, same hours.
You've got so many slots to cover 24 hours a day, so, yeah. It's just how you're dividing it up.
Yes, how you cut that deck of cards up.
Yeah, our
Back it should
departmental
have-
hours work pretty much remain constant
Yeah.
week to week, and it's still gonna be the same with this program. It just, we should be able to cut some of the overtime due to holdovers.
Yes,
But that
if
and-
we get the numbers up, we continue to cut the overtime.
If you're changing every 12 rather than every 8, your overlap, which I assume you have to have in the jail, or somebody's got to be there when the
Yeah, they
other
have that
person.
15-minute overlap.
Yeah, that should lighten that up a little, hopefully.
Biggest holdup on those changes, head counts,
It counts.
to the head count. The count actually bodies back in 2010, they counted mattresses. Found that out the hard way, there were 4 of them had a little hiatus. Good memory that day.
So they couldn't say I left my mattress there, I really was still there.
I
Yeah.
won't quote what I said, but I.
Yeah, I can imagine that was colorful,
We
Sheriff.
never had a mattress escape out of the jail.
Okay,
Institutional quality, too.
Oh, yeah.
okay. Do we have a second on the motion?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Okay, the motion has been changed to add, move patrol with them to the 80-hour week.
Yes.
Okay.
80-hour pay period.
80-hour pay period, yeah, excuse me, yeah, 80-hour weeks.
80-hour pay period.
That's what we're trying to get away from, isn't it?
Might not move us in a positive direction.
Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Okay, any other comments or questions? Okay, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Same sign, motion carries 5-0.
Judge,
Thank
on
you.
item 4.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into that, that should be a split payment between precinct 2 and precinct 3. That's a joint project.
Well, now, you told me over the weekend to stick Lee with all that if I could, but,
He told me
Yeah,
before court,
but he wasn't here then, Judge.
he
That's-
told me before court, just take it, Lee.
No, it is. It's a split project.
Okay.
We'd like to split that between the 2 and 3.
all right.
That's to get our bridge project moving along. I'd make
Yes,
a
sir.
motion to
Okay.
pass number 4.
Second.
Okay, item number 4 is to discuss, consider, take action to accept a rental quote from Yellow House for a Bomag enclosed cab roller with sheep's foot shell kit at a cost of up to $4,635 per month with insurance and hauling to Burke Burnett to be paid from Precinct 2 and Precinct 3 budget for the Roller Road project. Any comments or questions? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries 5-0. Item 5 is discuss, consider, take action to approve an estimate for the AOEC Environmental for asbestos abatement in the County Court of Law Number 1 at a cost of $2,390.96 to be paid by transfer from general fund contingencies to the line determined by the county auditor, and note that the proper identification was sent to the EAP after potential asbestos was discovered. Commissioner Beecham.
Yeah, as we were changing the carpet out in the CCL1, a lot of the floor tiles began coming up, a lot more than what could be mitigated by staff on site, so we had to put a stop to the job and bring in the appropriate team to remediate the asbestos, so.
Ain't you never heard of liquid nails?
when you have 150, 204 tiles come up, you have,
You have to get rid of
it was we had to stop the job. So it's already been done. They came in and did the abatement on Thursday. The new carpet's down, so I would make the motion that we approve the estimate and pay it. It was an emergency.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comment or question by anyone in the audience on this? Okay. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries 5-0. Receive update on the Law Enforcement Center and Amoresco projects. Commissioner Beecham.
Crane's back on site on the law enforcement project. Should be starting to stand the remaining walls on the jail side. We'll see the magnitude of that building taking shape really quickly. We are planning a media day. We'll make those final plans on Thursday where we can bring out all the media on site. You will be required to go through an hour safety briefing, Claire. But we do want to get
You
the
can see
media.
the same stuff from the road.
You can't see it as good. But, yeah, get to wear a hard hat and a safety vest. But we do want the media and everybody to be informed of what's going on out there. Project's moving along very well. We have, I believe it's 26 and a half weather days that we're going to have to add back into the project at some point. We had a discussion on that Thursday of when the appropriate time would be to look at that. We do have an IOCC change order coming up, or that will probably include that on as well, just to cover the days that we've spent so far on the weather.
What is IOCC?
Change order. Fancy word for change order. But that project's moving along. Amoresco, that we're starting the closeout phases of most of that with the lighting.
I thought we had rain days put into that.
There are, we have to do an official change order to add them in appropriately. They're
So
in
no
the
financial
contract.
impact.
No, it will not change the
Okay.
financials of it at all. It will change
will-
the schedule
Yeah.
only. We're looking at still end of August, first part of September next year, moving into the building. And that's, with all the rain we had this spring, I think that's
Well,
outstanding. We've only had 26 and a half days. Amoresco project, again, we're closing that out. We'll start walking. Well, we've already started walking the lights. Noticed several of them that were not changed out so far. Boiler should be arriving the week of the 20th. They demoed some of the slab this past week, put in new slab for the pumps for the new boiler. So all that's on target to complete very soon.
Figured out how you're going to get it in there yet?
Yeah, I think we're gonna use the Egyptian method
All right.
Very carefully.
and dally it off on a ballast and winch it down in. Is what it is.
Okay.
I don't wanna remove the canopy and crane it in.
All right. Anyone else, anyone in the audience have any additional comments to make? You can. Yes, sir.
Judge, would it be more appropriate if I met with someone, discuss the stakes and the budget, rather than everything in a public forum?
It would if they're just mathematical corrections, they're not something like that. And I really asked Mr. Walls, the one who puts that together for me, we go over it, but if he's going to be available after this meeting, so if y'all could do that, and,
I think that'd be more appropriate.
okay, appreciate it. Anyone, elected official, anybody in the audience? Others? Okay. Commissioner Beecham.
Texoma Gives is this Thursday. I'm doing a Dunk the Commissioner for CASA at 11 o'clock at Frank and Joe's. So if anybody wants to take their frustrations out on the commissioner, now's the time to do it.
Which commissioner?
This one right here.
Oh, okay.
I will be setting in the dunk tank for CASA, benefit them. $25, 5 balls. I dare any one of you to come out there and do it. So.
Okay.
Having been through that one time,
Yeah.
never again. Broke my tailbone the first.
On the first one.
Yeah. Never
Okay.
again.
It's for a good cause.
Yeah.
I can't think of a better cause out there.
Don't do it without water in the tank.
There was water in the tank,
It's
just
still, yeah, wasn't deep enough.
wasn't deep enough.
So, yeah, James Frank is doing it immediately after me, so I'm
Now,
gonna
we
save
might
my
take that
$25.
Whoa, hang on a second, there's
Hang
no
on, that just
opportunity
changed,
there.
that changed the whole deal there.
So I'm saving my $25 to throw some balls at him.
Yeah.
Where is that?
Frank and Joe.
Can you just walk up there and hit the button? Yeah, that-
You wanna be at $25, I'll let you walk up there. and
That's
hit
just
the
what
button.
I thought. We got a deal going here now. Yeah.
What time?
11 o'clock.
Okay, Commissioner Harvey. Do you want me to come back to you?
Yeah.
Okay, Commissioner Mahler.
Paving crews are operating in precinct 4 this morning, I believe, getting chip sealing, moving along. Once again, be careful if you're driving around. It's really dangerous when you're around that equipment. Just slow down, take some time. Very, very treacherous in the country. A lot of dry material. Scared me to death yesterday when the wind was blowing like it was. We get a fire going, guys, it's gonna be really bad. And just be careful. If you're welding, if you're doing anything that might make a spark, and that's gonna go on for, looks like another week or so, so.
No rain in the forecast for a
No rain in
while.
the forecast. It is getting pretty dangerous out there. Once again, the wind is the big deal. When the wind blows, it gets, just be careful. Enact your own burn ban, and just be careful. We don't need, these fire departments don't need the practice.
Okay. Commissioner Watts?
Yes, and speaking to what Commissioner Mahler said yesterday, we spent the largest part of the afternoon on the open house out there. It was a fire. Cody had to, thank goodness, they had built some breaks, and they were lapping those breaks some, but we were able to get in and push material back, a tremendous amount of fuel for that fire. And then she sparked up again after we had put it to bed, and the Forestry Service helped us on that yesterday. But it was a real dilemma, and it's, just like he says, a very dangerous situation in a lot of instances out there. So be paying attention when you do any of that stuff outside. On Friday, my son, the boy that farms beside us, was hauling hay, sparked a wire with the top of the hay bales coming out by a pumping unit, caught the hay on fire, had to dump the load, and Landon helped him dump the load, and then the field took up just right behind him, and it was a mess. So thank goodness the fire department responded quickly. They have their own fire truck there as well, but it was an effort from everybody to get it shut down, so it can just get away from you unexpectedly in a hurry. And then, knock on wood, just paving is going great, or the chip seal is going great, and it's looking good, the equipment running good. So I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of everybody pitching in and working together on that endeavor, and it's certainly been involved, and we've still got precinct 2 to go, I know, when we wrap up here, but we're making headway, so.
Very good, thank you. Commissioner Harvey?
I've already told y'all about the Forestry Service last week, so that's the only thing I had on my calendar.
Okay, good. All right, the only things I had down, did want to remind people again, 6 p.m. this Thursday night is another public hearing on the 2020 proposed budget. Commissioner Mahler and I will be interviewing on Thursday additional Wednesday additional veterans candidates, and we got 2 more applications.
We've had some good ones.
Yeah.
That's encouraging when you interview very capable, good people.
So that part's good. City County Hospital Board meeting is Wednesday at noon. That's a quarterly meeting that I attend representing the county. Health Board meeting Friday at noon, and Commissioner Beach and I serve as ex officio members to that. And this Saturday night, Helen Farabee Center has their 50th anniversary. Boy, that does not seem that long ago when that was all being done. It was named after Helen Farabee, and David Farabee was just a kid then.
Still is.
Okay.
Comparatively speaking.
Comparatively speaking to some of the rest of us. Okay. All right. It is 11:16, and we're adjourned.